Okay. Hello. It's such a nice day today. But I am going to do a part 3. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long. My hair's gone crazy today. Yay. Yeah, I just wanted to share that I went to when I went to Blue, I met this woman, this amazing woman, and she was from St. Helena, and she was like this older lady, and I met her in Silver Mine. Remember I told you the blue water, it's in the triangle, and then they've got the gold and silver in each places, but the Silver Mine was closing down, so we went in there. I went in there just to see, because it was the only place someone told me they had crystals in, and they had like loads of Indonesian like amber, and did it from like all different countries all over the world in this one cabinet. And she was like, look at it from this angle, then we're looking at like opal, and we was going around looking at all the cabinets. She was just like me, like a little excited kid in a shop, you know. She was just like looking around at everything, and yeah, she was kept talking to me about where she was from, and her eyes just had this glow, you know, because it was nice to talk to someone who's a bit older, and like understands what I'm talking about, like when I'm talking about all the advertising, that she actually understood quite a lot of it. So I thought it was quite nice. So we carried on chatting. She was talking about the pyramids and like the energy, and then she was talking about like she'd been to Jerusalem. She was going, that's where Jesus rolled out, and she was telling about all this stuff and how she'd, you know, been told on the tours and that. And yeah, I had a feeling when she was talking about the St. Helena place, and I was saying, oh, so what does that make you? Like, because my sister's Maltese, half Maltese, and like, you know, so I said, does it make you like British? Does it make you this like word? She went, oh, Britain took it over, so I came here, and then I'm like British, but she doesn't look British, so that made me think, you know, and I started looking. I got her to write it down, and I thought I'll look at it, but I didn't. They were like showing me, I was being shown by my spirit that not to look at it yet, so I left it. And then after I did the videos yesterday, because I wasn't going to do a part 3, after I looked at them yesterday, the videos, I was being shown, if I'm shown like a memory or an image in my subconscious more than like 3 times, then I know that it's a sign for me to act or do something on it, or to like, look it up, or, you know, if there's more than a certain amount of time. So all this stuff that I am showing you is literally patterns of things that have been coming up, because this is how the symbolism works. And I'm doing this video because I don't think everyone understands the art and how the symbolism works and what I am actually doing. So I kind of have to backtrack a little bit, and I have to explain a little bit. And the only way I can actually show you is kind of, as well, by the brands and by all this stuff, you know. This is literally how they're using it as a language, because if we're going to step out of the language and we're going to involve with the emotions, then we do kind of need a lead to grow out of. This is what I'm saying, because this has loads of energy. We can transmute it, transform it, but people still need kind of, not lessons in a way, but yeah, I can show you all this stuff, but people look at it and they're like, oh, they don't want to do that. So it's hard for me to backtrack, because I've been doing it for ages, but I can just, you know, you can just draw and do random stuff. I kind of act like kids drawings up to professional. I do a bit of everything, because that is art, it is everything. I don't do that stuff because I don't agree with it, because it's unbalanced and it's not positive. So, but it is kind of good that it's coming up. It's like, and people have addictions, if they admit to the addiction and they start to heal it just by knowing they have it. So with, you know, this stuff coming out, it is coming out because it's being healed now. So we can look at it and we can understand how to move forward from it, because it was so advanced, and it still is very, very advanced. But the thing is, there's so many of us that they're feeding off of, that just waking people up with the knowledge is actually helping in certain ways. So like I'm talking about to you now, but I'm not like trying to freak people out and stuff like that. I'm actually doing it because I'm telling you how to overcome the solutions. Because everyone started going within, then it would actually affect the like the human resonance is starting to go. People are starting to connect more globally. If people started, putting their phones down a bit and looking at the actual real minerals, and using money less, and it would actually like start to crumble their system if everyone kind of had their own way. People need to find like a new leash or a way out. So this is why people like us that are overly creative are here to also do that. So yeah, like most of my channeling is with the earth as well, with Gaia. Like the images and stuff I show is through her shape and form, and she is actually cybernetic. People have got to start intaking this so we can actually communicate. It is just another form of intelligence, like a different form of intelligence. Like a lot of things in the universe are different forms of, in different ways of lighting, and it is magnetism. I always write magnetism in that. I know I say frequency, but it is all just vibration, basically. Even you have frequency of light, And this is why they're saying live art and all this stuff, because it's twisted, because they get us to program a different way, and then they're telling like the truth in this way. So it's like twisting an energy, and then they're mining the energy because they only see it as an energy also. But then, because we've been programmed not to, then that actually creates some more energy out of us. Does that make sense? Because like kids still have a lot of imagination. I am magic nation, so they can manifest through the God particle they still have. I mean, yeah, so this is the first thing. When I looked up the lady I was telling you about, I met in Blue, and she wrote down Helena Island. I typed in the island this morning because in my subconscious I was showing more than 3 times to look at the bit of paper, so I did, and I typed it in, and then one of the first articles that came up on the page was how it's just rife with child sex abuse and yeah, just the violence there and stuff. But this lady said like it was only a couple of thousand people that lived there, so I thought this place is remote, and I just had a feeling to write. I knew I had to look at it. I had a feeling when I was talking to her about it. When I tapped into it, I feel it. So yeah, and Peter Cole sent Helena. I don't want to read all of this because my reading's not great. They're just talking about a lot of the retired Sussex Police Chief Superintendent said Helena police were committed to investigating every allegation on crime. But she's saying that Lucy, who's writing this article, saying there's a serious academic problem. But the main thing is they're talking. They're saying it's worse than like past case. Residents said it was worse than Pitcairn Island, another remote British territory where 10 years ago 6 men on an island of just 47 people were convicted of dozens of sexual offences. And then they're talking about upgrading this place, yeah. But they're talking about building the airport on the St Helena. This is what I was looking at as well. A British worker told the Mail the UK public would be absolutely horrified by the casual acceptance of sexual abuse of children and adults by people on the island. The Lucy Faithful Foundation warned the airport could attract cash-rich tourists and be a recipe for sexual tourism and vice. They said the island was ripe for exploitation for more sophisticated visitors. Residents also warned it could become a paedophile's paradise when the airport opened, as predators took advantage of a perfect storm of extreme poverty, a cultural acceptance of sex abuse, and lax policing. one British police officer told us he could not talk about his time on the island for fear of repercussions, but said there are dark forces at work on St. Helena. Now, like I said, I want to try and explain the symbolism and how it works, and this should be the last video because I've done 3 now on their symbolism. And one of the reasons is because even like it's because you know that we have British overseas territories, so I've been looking into them, yeah. And basically, this is the symbolism. But we have 14 overseas, but they all had the British flag on, so this is symbolism again, because this is the cross, and then there's like the magnetic X behind this is linking with the bloodlines too. And yeah, when you start to look at the coat of arms and that, like this is the one from a sovereign base. This is in Cyprus, because Max Spears was in Cyprus not long before he died as well, doing some psychic work there too. He was the super soldier. He's lived in Canterbury. But you see the unicorn, so that's the symbolism again. Yeah. And I started looking at some of these bases. It's even got like Bermuda on here. Bermuda, the British Indian, the Ocean Territory, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands. I know there's loads of stuff going on in the Cayman Islands with money. I do know a bit about a few of these places already, but you know, the way we'd fix it is like they're running off certain grid systems, and we just need to connect more to these minerals and actually just understand how they're working. All it is like a certain, it's literally the brain neurons that we need to get to, and like you can advance them through creativity. Some of the people that would, even some of the studios you taken to the war, some of them in higher intelligence were musicians before, and creativity just allows you this almost intelligence, like it is literally for a free flow. Because when I do my artwork, I'm learning certain things. So like if I look at it as a situation, and then I'm painting and I get a bit wrong and I get stressed, and I'm like, oh, but then I just do another layer over the top. It's like the same with my life situations. If I'm facing a situation in my life, and it kind of goes like, oh, the colour's unbalanced, or I've done this bit here, or that bit's a bit wrong, or I've made that imbalanced, then I'll just act on it like how I'd act at a painting, but I just act with that energy and that colour, so that kind of emotion, that force. And it's almost like I've been teaching myself how to mirror and how to in-tune the inner self, the inner verse. Because if enough of us connected to this and connected to certain things to reconnect actually with the earth, then things would change. They would change alone, like either, because we can call in the higher dimensions of light. This is what Reiki is, this is what these spiritual practices are doing, this is what the crystal grids and that are doing. They're calling down a certain energy, because we're able to do that because we're a part of the universe and we've been disconnected, so we need to reconnect to it. And you know, all you got to do is try and connect to this flow state, so it's where your presence are like doing poi, or just, you know, like hula hoop, like Dolly Daydream. Like Fifth World sent me a really amazing picture. I actually made my day that picture of the didgeridoo and the painting you're doing, which is amazing. So people need to find their leash, their creativity, their God particle again, and you know, we need to start coming together more. And you know, these people, they're either going to have to pick up the vibration, because there's so many more people around, like in the earth, what I'm saying. There's so many people there. If we just connected in certain ways, and like it's the 100th monk effect that would actually then domino there. So yeah, I put this information forward because I was guided to do it. So, you know, with this could be doing with the money laundering that the guys are finding up in London from Wake Up UK as well. This could help you, this information, because there is other people still needing stepping stones up to help close down their certain areas of their soul missions that they're in as well. Everyone has their own area at the moment of like things they're meant to be looking out for or doing. Good to then help someone else with another bit of information, because this is how we're going to come together. And yeah, you know, just like not falling out with each other, I think would be a big one, and sticking together and not, you know, having too much reign, letting the government have too much reign over you, try not to even think about the word or look at it. Just don't look at it. Don't watch the news. If there's adverts on the radio, turn it down. Just like be aware of your subconscious and just intake the things you want to intake. Try not to sit on Facebook so much. Things like that, you know. But yeah, just try and go within, because there's a lot here in the web that we're all connecting to through the minerals and that. And like certain ways of these gives off certain frequencies too. We're actually like starting to connect more, so it would be like ask Google, but you don't. You just meditate and then you get downloads, and it's starting to strengthen. And yeah, their grid system's going to start changing because we're starting to now dominate the other system. So just them knowing the information is enough. The people, I mean, but we have to show them a way out as well. So yeah, most of my channeling is with Gaia, and she is coming through strong. But she is also, like us doing all this work, is helping more and more people wake up. The more people wake up, the more the energy is getting cooled down. Because if you think of everyone, like, because they show me the brain that's out here, and then they show me like the Wood Wide Web, and we need to like unplug the energy and plug it back in. It's our nervous system. You know, we're like made out of all the same stuff. You know, it's like because I grew my hair back, and it's like they're actually antennas. Like, even if you thought about every single woman in Europe just growing their hair back, you know, it's like you're shaving off a part of your nervous system. You actually are. You can look it up. Like, you're actually shaving off. So a lot of these people that are saying they're actually like getting more telepathic and that is because they're literally growing. And like when people are like straightening their hair or they're dyeing it, then they're actually killing off part of your nervous system. The Red Indians used to use it for tools back ages. You know, that's how they would get the vibrations from the earth to see if they were in danger and stuff. You know, so women are actually really powerful. We need to start taking back our power a little bit. And that's not by dominating anyone, it's just by, you know, understanding your worth of what we actually are. So yeah, the truth is going to have to come out. People are going to have to be shaken and shocked to be woken up a little bit, and they will be. But we have a way out, so a way out by going in, because sending in sends you further out. But yeah, even if you did 5 minutes a day, just closing your eyes in the morning or the evening, or 10 minutes, you know, just they actually showed that it improved people's brains and their functions and their emotions just by giving themselves like 10 minutes here and there, or maybe do an hour every couple of days if you can't do it, if you're busy working or you're tired. You know, get as much sun on your skin as you can. You know, because our hairs turn golden. They're crystals anyways too, part of our nervous system, like the crystalline web in the Wood Wide Web. You know what I mean? Anyway, love. Charging in the sun with all the blue tits, the birds.